Hey YouTube fam, I'm Nicole. If I haven't had the chance to practice with you yet, I'm so thankful that you're here. If you have been with me for a bit through this YouTube journey, you know that I just launched my membership site called The Kula. As always, I will put the link below. It launched April 1st and the response has been so big, bigger than I could have dreamed of or imagined, and I am so grateful. So the kind of plan is from here on out is that 30-minute classes happen here on YouTube. If you want 45-minute, hour-long, even 90-minute practices with me, they happen in the membership site. I'm uploading 3 times per week as well as 2 meditations every week. So that's 6, 9, 12. That's 12 yoga classes a month that I'll be uploading there. Whereas here, it's once a week-ish, and they are 30-minute shorter classes. So that's the rundown. If you haven't heard it yet, I would love to see you in the Kula. Let me know if you have any questions about it. And if you are in the Kula and you have any words of love that you want to put in the comment box for others to see about why they should join the Kula, I welcome it. Let's get started, let's get moving. We are gonna hop into another 30-minute flow. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and start in a downward dog. Coming right into our movement today. Wrists shoulder width distance apart. Feet hip width distance apart. Ooh, first down dog of the day always feels so dang good. Pull the heart back towards the thighs, drop the weight of the head. You're kicking the heels down towards the floor, although they may or may not reach. No worries either way. Take a big in-breath here, fill the lungs completely, and then open the mouth for the exhale, let it go. On your inhale, sweep the right toes high. Bend the knee, open the hip. Think of pointing right knee up towards ceiling, but shifting the right shoulder down. On your exhale, you're gonna pull the right knee across the body to the left elbow. Set the outside edge of the foot to the floor on the right side of the mat. Both hands stay planted. You're gonna bend into the right knee, almost like you're going into kind of a funky pigeon pose. And then as you straighten the right leg, bend into the left knee. Send the hips back. Bend into the right knee, straighten the left leg. And then swap it out, straighten the right leg, bend into the left knee. Rebend into the right knee, straighten through the left leg. We're gonna open up, kicking back into our 3-legged down dog. Right leg back. And then drop the right toes down to the mat. Inhale, sweep left toes high, bend the knee, open hip. Think I'm pointing left knee up towards ceiling, shifting left shoulder down. And then on your exhale, left knee across the body to the right elbow. Both hands stay planted. Set the outside edge of the left foot to the floor off to the right side of the mat. Start with a bend into the left knee, kind of towards the center of the mat. And then as you straighten through the left leg, bend into the right knee and pull the hips back. Straighten out through the right leg, bend into the left knee. Couple more times, bend into the right knee, straighten out through the left leg. One more, bend into the left knee, right leg straightens. And then pull the hips back as you re-straighten through the left leg. Let's come back through center. Left knee bends, stay planted in the right foot. We're kicking the left toes all the way back, 3-legged down dog. And then soften left foot to the floor. Walk the feet to the top of the mat. So you've landed in your first forward fold, feet hip width distance apart. And then a bend into the knees so you can hold on to the big toes here. Elbows pull to the outsides of the mat, heart tractions to the tops of the thighs. Drop the weight of the head. Soften the jaw. Release the hands. On your in-breath, let's roll up the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, making our way all the way to standing. Arms sweep up overhead at the top. Palms come to touch. Bend a little bit into both knees. And then you're going to step the right foot off to the left side of the mat and lean the upper body over to the left. You can use the left hand to hold onto the right wrist. Come back through center. Right foot plants. Left foot steps off to the right side of the mat. Right hand holds onto the left wrist as you lift up and out. Big side body stretch on the whole left side of the body. Inhale, come back through center. Feet are hip width distance. Bend deep into both knees, sending hips back, heart forward, finding your bear pose. So inner thighs squeeze towards each other. Fingertips are reaching long, as if someone was standing at the top of your mat, pulling the hands forward. We're gonna keep the upper body forward, strengthen through the core. Now we're just gonna play with straightening out through the legs. So strong through the glutes. Don't lock out the knee joint, so make sure you've got a little micro bend in the knees. Keep upper body pulling forward. Knit the rib cage up and in. Core is strong. Big inhale. On your exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. In breath to halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bend into the knees. Find kind of a squat here. See if you can keep the heels rooted down. It's not so much a malasana because we're keeping the feet hip width distance. Interlace all 10 fingers and then just roll out the wrists. Also totally fine if the heels don't reach the floor. Switch direction of the circles. And then plant the hands to the mat. We're going to play here with hopping back into our Chaturanga Dandasana. So toes hit the back of the mat as the elbows bend. Hug into the rib cage. Knees can drop as you need them to. On your inhale, pull through. Find your upward dog. Shoulders onto the back body. Glutes engage. From your up dog, we're going to step the right toes behind the left and then open the heart up towards the sky, finding kind of a funky transition into a wild thing. Heart opens, right shoulder opens up. Take some big circles with the right arm. So big circles in one direction, full range of motion, switch direction of the circles. We're coming back through our up dog. So as the right hand plants, glutes engage, protect the low back. Roll the shoulders onto the back body or on the tops of the toes. And then as you're ready for it, we swap it out. So bend into the left knee, stepping left toes behind the right, and then lift the hips as you open the left hand up towards sky. Big circles with the left arm. Full range of motion in the shoulder, switch direction of the circles. And then come back through center, this time finding your high plank, wrists underneath the shoulders. Press the floor away from you. Either hold right here or come down to the knees. We're going to come up onto the right fingertips and then the left fingertips, and then right hand comes down and then left hand comes down. Switch direction, left fingertips, right fingertips, left hand down, right hand down. One more each direction, right fingertips, left, right hand down, left hand down. Last one, come onto left fingertips, right fingertips, left hand down, right hand down. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, we're going to slow this down, take a little bend into the knees, and we're going to roll the hips back into a downward dog, starting with the tailbone, working your way up the spine, landing in your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Landing at the top of the mat, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, release, fold, let it go. Inhale, rise, come all the way through standing, palms touch. Maybe a little back bend here, open the heart. And then exhale, come all the way back down, forward fold, Uttanasana. In breath to halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale to release, plant the hands, step or hop to the back of the mat. Either moving through a vinyasa or sending the hips straight back, moving into your downward dog. Keeping the pace pretty quick for today's practice. Let's take a couple more rounds. Sun Salutation A. Come onto the toes, bend into the knees. Maybe you play with a hop, landing at the top of the mat. Use your inhale to halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold and release and let it go. Inhale to rise, come through standing, palms touch. Maybe a little back bend, open the heart. And then with your exhale, come all the way back down, forward fold. Move with your breath. If you're not with my cues, it is all good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant the hands. You can step back, you can hop back, you can skip the vinyasas, you can add a crow or an inversion. Let it feel good in your body. One more round. As you're ready, it's an exhale that carries the feet forward. Land in your Uttanasana. In breath, halfway lift. Maybe you open the mouth for the exhale. Let it go. Inhale, rise. Come through standing, palms touch, glutes engage. Maybe a little heart opener. Exhale, dive all the way forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Rebound. With your in-breath, fill the back of the lungs. Exhale, release, plant the hands, step, hop, play. Add whatever you want on the way to your downward dog. Pulling heart back towards the thighs, sending heels towards the floor. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, everything else stays the same. Bend into the elbows until the elbows lower to the floor. Find your dolphin pose. Pull the heart back. Send the heels down towards the floor. Press the floor away from you. On your next inhale, lift the right toes from the mat. So we're lifting up into a three-legged down dog. We're gonna get funky here real quick. Press into all 10 finger pads and knuckle pads. We're gonna peel through to our upward facing dog, lifting elbows from the floor, coming to the tops of the toes, thighs are lifted. And then with the right foot, bend into the right knee, pulling heel in towards glutes. We're opening back up into that wild thing. Dropping right toes behind you, open the heart. On your inhale, let's release through center. Right hand plants. I almost just fell. Right knee into the chest, step the foot all the way through. Crown of the head reaches forward. We're going to tap the left knee to the floor. On your in-breath, upper body lifts. Palms come to touch overhead. Press the hips down and forward, lengthening through the front of the left hip. And then on your exhale, release the back bend. Kick off of the left toes into a warrior three. Arms to airplane wings. Pull the shoulders onto the back body, but also knit the rib cage up and in. On your in-breath, we're coming up to standing. Bring the left knee up into the chest. We're gonna open the left leg off to the left side of the mat. So kind of like a tree pose, but the left foot is not on the left thigh. And then we're gonna revolve all the way around into our warrior two. Left foot takes a big step to the back of the mat. Left foot parallel to the back edge. Reach long through the fingertips, shoulders soften back and down. On your in-breath, reverse the warrior. Left hand down the back of the left thigh, right arm comes up and over. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame out the right foot, step back, high plank. One full cycle of breath here. Big breath in, big breath out. And as you're ready for it, you can either move through your vinyasa or you can send the hips straight back. Moving into your downward dog. Drop the head, soften the jaw. One full cycle of breath. Get to play with that same funky sequence, warm-up sequence, second side. Drop the elbows to the floor, so finding your dolphin pose. Pull the heart back towards the thighs as much as you can and press the floor away from you so you're staying strong, lifted up out of the shoulders. On your inhale, lift the left toes high, three-legged dolphin. Keep all 10 finger pads and knuckle pads rooting down to the mat. And then we're gonna peel the elbows from the floor as we press into the palms and pull all the way through into an upward dog. Rolling to the tops of the toes. Keep the heart through, keep the glutes engaged. Now bend into the left knee, left heel squeezes in towards glutes. And then we're rolling open into our wild thing. Left toes behind the back. We lift the hips and we peel the heart open. Hips high, heart high. Left fingertips reaching towards the mat. We're gonna unwind here by using your inhale to circle back, left hand to the mat, left knee into the chest. Step the foot all the way through between the hands. Drop the hips down, soften the right knee to the floor, and on your in-breath, upper body lifts. Palms come to touch, open the heart towards the sky. And then as we release the back bend, we're kicking off of the right toes, coming all the way to our warrior three. Spine parallel to the floor, right leg parallel to the floor, core is strong, knit the rib cage up and in. Arms are to airplane wings. On your next inhale, rooting into the left foot, we're gonna come all the way to standing. Right knee comes up into the chest, arms reach up overhead. And then kind of like a tree pose, but without the right foot meeting the left thigh, we're opening the right leg off to the right side of the mat. So as much as you can, pulling the right knee towards the space behind you. As you're ready, we're opening all the way up with a big step into your warrior two. Right foot lands parallel to the back edge of the mat. Reach through the fingertips, full cycle of breath to meet this shape. On your inhale, reverse the warrior. Right hand on the back of the right thigh, left arm up and over. With your exhale, cartwheel, frame out the left foot. Step back to your high plank, take a full cycle of breath here. Big inhale, big exhale. And then fill the lungs once again before you use your exhale to find the vinyasa or to simply send the hips back, landing in our downward dog. On your next exhale, let's take a slow walk to the top of the mat, landing in our forward fold. Clasp opposite elbows. Find a bit of a sway side to side, drop the weight of the head, soften the jaw. Maybe even open and close the mouth to roll out the jaw a bit. And then releasing the hands back down to the floor. One vertebrae at a time here. Let's inhale, roll our way up through standing. So head and neck are last to lift. Arms sweep up overhead at the top. Palms come all the way to touch. And on your exhale, move hands down to heart center. Let the eyes close. We'll take one breath here, and then we will move into our main sequence / our last sequence before we start to slow things down. Big breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Pause at the top, and then open the mouth, offer back out with your exhale. Soft opening of the eyes. On your next inhale, circle arms back up overhead. Pull the right knee up into the chest, and then for a moment here, we're gonna circle the hands down so that they interlace underneath the right foot. Start here by pressing the right foot down towards the floor. If this is enough, great, you can hang out here. We're going for that opening in the low back. If you're ready for more, you could start to straighten the right leg out long in front of you. We're gonna play here with moving the hands to the right ankle. So hands are to interlace at the right ankle. On your exhale, we're gonna lower the right foot all the way to the floor. Keep the grip on the right ankle. Once the right foot meets the mat, grip stays on right ankle, shift the left toes up towards sky, finding your standing split with the hold on the right ankle. You can obviously catch yourself with the hands if you need to, because that is what I am doing. Bend into the right knee. Left toes are gonna step all the way to the back of the mat. Keep the grip on the right ankle. For one more moment, we're gonna straighten out through both legs. Pull the hips back, the right hip back especially. You can use the grip of the hands on the foot to kind of soften the heart, pull the heart towards the right thigh a little bit. Reach the fingertips out towards the top of the mat, and then re-bend into the right knee. As you inhale, we're gonna come up to standing and twist the upper body to the right. Left fingertips reach forward, right fingertips reach back, using the strength of the core to wrap the lungs around the heart. Inhale, find the reverse, right hand down the back of the left thigh, left arm comes up and over, and then keeping this reverse, straighten out through the right leg. Re-bend into the right knee. As you reach the left fingertips forward and down, right hand sweeps all the way to the front of the mat, and then come to the outside edges of both feet and let the left hip drop down, even if it's just a little bit. Come back through center, frame out the right foot. Kick the right toes all the way back, three-legged down dog. With the right toes lifted, option to lower the elbows down to the floor, three-legged dolphin. And then lift the elbows back up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, lower elbows to tap the mat. Press back into the hands, three-legged down dog. One more time, option to lower elbows down. Press back up into the palms, elbows lift. On your exhale, right knee into the chest, step the foot all the way through. Drop the left knee down. On your exhale, straighten out through right leg. Pull the right toes back, pull the right hip back. You have the option of staying right here or of working towards the full splits, right leg forward, left leg back, or landing anywhere in between. You also have the option in this shape of walking both hands off to the right side of the mat. Just an option, getting deeper into the outer right hip IT band situation. One more breath here. Moving back towards our half split. So if you've walked the hands over to the right, or if you've gone towards a full split, let's come back through center. We're gonna keep the left knee rooted, bend into the right knee, and then just step the right knee next to the left, finding your tabletop position. On your in-breath, open the heart, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Tuck onto the toes. On your exhale, we're gonna round through the back body as we lift the knees to a hover and pull the heart back towards the tops of the thighs, finding kind of a crouch above the mat. On your next inhale, shift forward, high plank, wrists under shoulders, and then maybe you move through your vinyasa. Or you can simply send the hips back, moving towards your downward dog. All right, I promised it would be funky. Let's do it again. On your exhale, step, walk, hop, float, play, land at the top of the mat, find your forward fold. In breath, halfway lift, long spine, open the mouth, exhale, release, let it go. Inhale, rise, come all the way through standing, palms touch overhead. And then on your exhale, we pull hands to heart center and take a cycle of breath here as a group. Big inhale through the nose. Maybe the eyes are closed so you can turn inward for a moment. Open the mouth for the exhale and let it move through. Eyes open if they've softened shut. Last sequence before we take it down, shift your weight into the right foot. Left knee comes up into the chest, and then we're rounding the upper body forward to start with an interlace of the hands underneath the left heel. Press the foot down towards the floor so you're getting a really good stretch for the back body before we go anywhere else. And then option if you want it to straighten out through the left leg, pulling left toes back, maybe rounding elbows underneath left calf. From whatever shape you're in, whether the leg is extended or whether the knee is bent, we're going to move the hands to the ankle. So hands to interlace around the left ankle, and then slowly, with love, we are delivering the left foot all the way down to the mat next to the right. Keep the grip on the ankle, find stability underneath the left foot, and then right toes are gonna kick all the way high, find your standing split. The right toes sweep high, you're engaged into the right glutes. One point of focus for your gaze in front of you to help your balance here. And then on your exhale, we're keeping this grip, hands around the left ankle to slowly bend into the left knee. Drop the right toes back. So you're landing on the ball of the right foot, and then we're straightening through both legs. So hands stay to interlace around the left ankle. For one more moment here, you can pull the hands on the ankle to invite the heart towards the top of the left thigh. Make sure you've got a little bend in the left knee so the joint space is protected. Then we're going to reach the fingertips forward towards the top of the mat. Rebend into the left knee. And on your inhale, we're going to lift the upper body up and pivot open to the left. Guys, I really almost forgot where we were going there for a second. So heart spins to the left. Could you tell, or did I just out myself? Spin the heart to the left, using strength of the core. And then as you're ready for it, we're going to find our reverse. Left hand to the right thigh, right arm comes up and over, so you're lifting up and out of the waist. Keep this reverse. Now straighten out through the left leg. Working on stability muscles here today. Rebend into the left knee as you reach the right fingertips forward and down. Left hand reaches high. And from this space, you have the option of staying here. You could reach left fingertips forward, or you could spin to the outside edges of both feet and let the right hip drop down towards the floor. And a deeper stretch in the outer left hip IT band situation. On your inhale, come back through center. Left hand to frame out the left foot. Kick all the way back, find your three-legged down dog. Left toes sweep high. Just like we did on the first side, on your exhale, we're gonna bend into the elbows, lowering forearms to the floor, three-legged dolphin. This is optional. Or you can press into the hands, then you can press into the hands, and lift back up into your three-legged downward dog. Again, you're welcome to just hold the three-legged down dog, or exhale, bend into the elbows, tap the floor. Press into finger pads and knuckle pads, straighten out the arms as you lift back up. One more time, exhale, lower elbows down to the mat. Last one, press into the hands, come all the way back up. On your exhale, left knee pulls into the chest, step the foot all the way through between the hands. Soften the right knee down. And then as you're ready, straighten out through the left leg. Left toes pull back, left hip pulls back. Options, you can hang out right here. You could even have blocks underneath the hands if you need a little extra height. You could slide left leg forward, right leg back towards the full splits or anywhere in between. And if you want it, if you're ready for it, you could walk both hands off to the left side of the mat. So all are just options. Make sure that you've got at least a little bend in the left knee so that the joint space is protected. Left toes pull back, left hip pulls back. One more cycle of breath or so, maybe 2. And whenever you feel like you're even on this side, which may or may not be yet, we're gonna make our way back through center. So if you've found the full splits, that means pulling left leg back. If you've walked the hands over to the left, let's frame out the left foot. Rebend into the left knee. Right knee stays planted as you plant the hands and step back into your tabletop position. On your in-breath, open the heart, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, find your cow pose. Stay tucked onto the toes here. Arms are strong, core is strong. We're gonna lift the knees just to a hover above the mat as you round through the back body. Press the floor away from you. Come to a crouch above the floor. On your next inhale, shift forward, high plank, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. And one more time, if you want it, we move through a vinyasa. Or you can simply send the hips back, landing in your downward dog. Settling in your down dog and letting body know that we are going to start slowing things down, working our way down. Wow, these 30-minute practices go so quickly. One more cycle of breath right here. And on your exhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Cross over the ankles and shift into a seat with the legs extended out into a straddle. If this is a tight shape for you, which it might be, you could stay right here. You could also sit up onto something, a block or a blanket or a book. And as you're ready for it, you can, again, stay tall, or you could walk the upper body forward, maybe landing with elbows towards the mat, forearms to the floor. As we fold forward, we want to make sure that our toes stay pointed up to the ceiling, so we're not rotating the leg bones in. So toes stay pointed up as the heart pulls towards the mat. However you land here, whatever shape you land in. 2 more cycles of breath. And then using your next inhale, come back up through center. Bottoms of the feet together. Knees point out to the edges of the mat. Hold on to the big toes and sit up really tall. Knees are pulling down towards the floor here. And on your exhale, we lower the heart towards the heels. Hands pulling on the feet to invite the upper body forward. Bringing length here into the hips and also down the low back. And then using your in-breath, come back up through center. Feet are gonna stay as they are, although you may need to scoot forward on the mat. Fingertips reach forward, and on your exhale, we are rolling down to the back body, landing all the way in our souped up Badakonasana. Reclined bound angle pose. Hands can rest on the thighs or on the belly. We'll take just a couple rounds of breath here, letting the body know that we are working our way towards stillness. Noticing what goes on in the mind space, in the heart space when the body meets stillness. And then walk your arms out into a T. Keep the left leg where it's at and swing the right knee over to stack on top of the left. Finding a gentle supine twist. This will be our final supine twist for practice. And then keeping both knees together, swing the legs through center and over to the other side. So legs drop to the right. Both shoulders again are rooted down. And then inhale to come back through center. Let's walk the legs long, landing all the way in our Shavasana, our final resting shape for practice. And I ask and I encourage that you hang here with me for these last couple minutes, even if it's really tempting to end your practice now. And especially then, what would it mean for you to give yourself another few moments of pause and of rest? where there is nothing to do here, there is nowhere to be. There is simply the space for you to honor your solitude and your moment of pause, this time where you can hang out with you. Couple moments in silence and in stillness here. Invite in a little bit of a deeper breath, knowing that if you have the time to stay here in stillness longer, I do encourage it. Hang out for as long as you can, as long as you need. If you're ready to start making the transition back up, you could wiggle fingers, you could wiggle toes, circles with wrists, ankles. Maybe arms reach up overhead, or you could roll onto a side. No right or wrong here, just making our way slowly and gently and with ease back up into a comfortable seat with eyes closed. With a mind and a heart that is present to this moment and to this body, with gratitude for all that the body does for you, for us, all day long. And hands can either meet at the heart or they can rest wherever they are resting. I thank you so much for moving with me, for sitting with me. Namaste. Thanks, fam. I will see you in another week or so.